Welcome to the Chris Hatcher Show, presented by Coca-Cola. I'm your host, Kevin Blackwell, and of course, each week I'm joined by Samford head football coach Chris Hatcher. This past Saturday, we hosted number 14 ranked Furman for Parents and Family Weekend here at Samford University. Had a big crowd at Cybert Stadium, and Furman came in and won 58-14. Coach, this is just one of those games that you just have to tip your hat to the other team.
Well, there's no question about it, Kevin. It was poor scheduling for family weekend. You know, you want to have a better showing, especially when all the parents come to a ball game. Furman played outstanding. Their offense has been on fire all season long. We knew they were very talented coming into the ball game, and we couldn't get any stops offensively. We had a couple good drives, but couldn't keep the momentum going. And, you know, you coach long enough, you play long enough, you have days like that. And they were the better team by a lot. And when you read off that score, I forgot, I was trying to forget what the final score was. But, again, we got beat by a better team on Saturday. I was really concerned after the game, did we give good effort? Because, you know, my big thing is to the guys is, above all else, you got to play hard every snap. And when I went back and watched the film on Sunday, the effort was there, but we got outmanned, we got out-executed throughout the course of the ball game, and there's really not a whole lot more to be said about it. We got to regroup and get ready for the next one.
Well, let's talk about the defense. Obviously, Furman was able to run the ball very effectively against us this past Saturday. You and Coach Steve had an opportunity to see film. What are you seeing on film? Is it just a deal with missed tackles or guys just not being in the right position at the right time?
Well, again, they have a tremendously difficult scheme to defend. They're a very good option team. And then they can also throw the ball well, and they have a great play-action package. And, you know, they've scored points on everyone they played, including Georgia State, Virginia Tech. I mean, they have been very difficult to stop. So preparation errors, are plentiful going into a game like that. What do you play to stop all the different types of offense that they have combined into one? I think at the end of the day that we played slow. I think, we probably took a little bit maybe too complicated package in the game. And then due to their physicality and their execution, I'm not saying we would have won the game, but I think it could have been a lot closer if maybe we had been a little simpler. So that's something we've been discussing, let our guys go out there and play. As far as the tackles go, we're having way too many one-on-one tackling opportunities, and there's nobody in the country that makes all those tackles. So we got to do a better job of leveraging the ball with multiple people so that we stay out of those open field one-on-one tackling situations.
So let's talk about the offense. Of course, Liam gets to start with Chris Oladokin being a little banged up right now. We take the ball down the field for the opening drive and score a touchdown, feeling pretty good about the game at that point. It just seems like after that, we just never could get that momentum going.
No, we really couldn't. And, we had a couple good drives in the second half that, we got stuffed inside the 5-yard line. From a standpoint offensively, we got behind and a little bit it was I was going against what I preach, but just staying patient, doing your job. I was trying to manufacture quicker scores to try to get back in the game. And when you do that, usually you're not very successful. I know better than that. But again, at the end of the day, I don't think there was anything that we could have done on Saturday to stop that group. They came in and they gave us an old-fashioned whooping on Saturday.
Yeah. With Chris being banged up like he is it fair to say, Coach, that at this point in the season we're still looking for that consistency at quarterback? And I know with your offense, it really does kind of hinge on a consistently good quarterback play.
Well, it really does. And, the hard thing about, coaching is each year you have a different team. And, what are you going to be good at? What can you rally behind? And so you try to figure that out sooner than later. Right now we are struggling at quarterback. A lot of the concepts that we do, we're not executing them well. Whether it be misreads by the QB, not very good route running out wide, or maybe we're missing some blocks. I mean, there's a lot of factors that you just can't put it all on the quarterback. But we do need more consistent play there. And our job as coaches, we got to figure out what do these guys do well, and we got to put them in better positions to succeed. Just like defensively, we got to do a better job this week of putting our guys in a better place to succeed. But at the end of the day, they got to go do it.
Yeah. Well, let's move on from last week and look forward.
I'm in on that. Let's go.
The good news is we're still 2-1 in conference. We still got the majority of our conference schedule in front of us. And this week we traveled to Lexington, Virginia to play VMI. And VMI's got a pretty good team this year. Beat the Citadel this past week. What are you seeing on film?
First of all, VMI is a team that requires great respect every year. I know they've struggled, but boy, their guys play with extreme passion and they play awfully hard. The schemes that they use are difficult to stop on both sides of the ball. Last year we kind of got on a roll. It was close early and then we pulled away late. But they're playing at a very high level. They're playing with a lot of confidence right now. The big thing about, you got a long ride ahead of you. You're playing an offense that is off of the air raid tree. What I've learned, their offensive coordinator is in the same family, if you will, that I am. So they're going to sling the ball around. And then defensively, they show you a lot of different looks. It's hard to get a beat on, but they're playing well. They beat East Tennessee State at East Tennessee State early in the year for their first conference win in a while. And then they go on the road and beat the Citadel for the first time, I believe, in 16 years. Every Southern Conference battle is always tough. These guys are playing at a high level. But with all that said, I'm more concerned about us correcting the mistakes we played, and let's go out there and play with a lot of passion and a lot of energy. And if we do that, good things will come our way.
Yeah, and that's a 12:30 kickoff in Lexington, Virginia. It's a long road to Lexington, Virginia.
Well, it is. And, you get up there and it's a different type of environment. You got all the cadets up there, and they got an old cannon, and it's a very difficult place to play, and they got a very dangerous football team. So, I can assure you that we are prepared like we always do, and we're looking forward to having another opportunity. That's the great thing about only being halfway through the season. You get an old spanking last Saturday, but hey, you get another chance to redeem yourself this week. And let's remember, we're only halfway through the season, and we played a very difficult schedule up to this point, being 3-3. So playoffs, being in the hunt for the conference title, all that's still in play. The only thing is we can't go undefeated. So we still have an awful lot to play for, and a win this week would put us over 500, heading into a much-needed bye week the following week.
Certainly. Well, before we close the show, I've got to say this past Sunday I was watching the Steelers and Ravens games, and here comes Devlin Hodges on the field. Have you had a chance to talk to Devlin?
Well, we've texted back and forth, and what an amazing story he is. Right before the season, he gets cut there late with the Steelers, and we all know the path, undrafted free agency, got a tryout. And then he makes it all the way to the last cuts, and and I see him at the our women's soccer game, and we're talking about different avenues, XFL, Canadian League, couple tryouts were on the horizon for him. 2 days later, he gets the call from the Steelers to go be on the practice squad. A week later, he moves up to the backup starting role, and then just very early in the season, gets to go in there and play with the game on the line. So, we know what type of quarterback he is. And I tell you what, he was ready when his number's called, and, hopefully he'll get another opportunity and he'll take advantage of them. But, he represents Samford very, very well, and we wish them the very best of luck moving forward this season.
Don't forget, this coming Saturday on ESPN Plus, 12:30 kickoff. Samford is playing Virginia Military Institute. Coach, good luck on Saturday. Hoping for the best.
Thank you very much.
That'll do it for this week's episode of the Chris Hatcher Show, presented by Coca-Cola.